Moved by the Castlemitchell branch, Kildare South. Thanks, Aidan. Thanks, Mark. Is that formally seconded? Formally seconded. Motion 159 to be moved by the Tullamore branch, Lee Shoffaly. Thank you very much indeed. Formally seconded. Formally seconded. It's great pleasure for me now to call on John O'Sullivan, TD, Minister of State for Housing and Planning, to respond to that debate.
Delegates, I'm very conscious of the time, so I won't take very long to respond. I just want to thank all of those who participated in the debate and to say that this party really has a huge reservoir of experience and understanding and knowledge with regard to housing. And certainly as Minister with responsibility for that area, I intend to engage very closely with all of you to ensure that we implement policies that are for the good of the Irish people with regard to housing. So I'd like to thank you for that. I accept and accept the principles and the spirit of all of the motions here today. But there are one or two that I would ask to be referred back. But I'm asking that in the spirit of not just putting them on a shelf, but of just some specific areas in some of the motions that I want to address. But I assure you that I intend to act on those motions. So if I can just briefly, with regard to the waiver, there were two motions on waivers. Yes, I think the party should support a waiver scheme, and I would support those.
Motions, please, Chairman.
Sorry, Brian.
The numbers of the motion.
Oh, sorry, that's motions 148 and 149. They're the two on waivers. Maybe I'll go from the beginning. If I could ask the Bantry branch if we could refer back that motion. I think there's some very good ideas in it. But there's just one aspect of it which is around, under law, we can't actually take houses from NAMA, so there is a difficulty with the wording of that. So that's the only reason why I'm asking for that motion to be referred back. Otherwise, I'm totally happy with it. The motion 145, the difficulty I have with that, and I would ask for it to be referred back, is because with regard to the deduction of the 20% from absentee landlords or landlords who aren't in the country, the purpose of that is to actually get them to pay something. So I don't think that we should let those landlords off the hook, so I would ask that we would refer that one back as well. Castleconnell branch has already asked if the regeneration motion could be referred back. I'm absolutely committed to regeneration, but they have asked for that because we have already moved on with some of this area, so I support that. The other one that I would ask to be referred back is in relation to the one which Andrew Montague proposed with regard to reflecting the cost of providing local services in the local authority area. Absolutely support the spirit of connecting the charge to the services that are provided for. But there are some local authorities that are not as well off as other local authorities, and I think we have to have some system of equity whereby there is some transfer to the poorer local authorities from the better off local authorities. So I would, with your acceptance, ask that to be referred back. The reform of local government motions 151 and 152 are absolutely very strong and sound, and I think we all support the reform of local government. Just 153 is essentially not calling for no change in the existing local government structure. And I would ask that that be referred back because, for example, in my own county of Limerick, we have no town councils whatsoever. So there is, I think, a need to look at that area of structure. So if we could have that one referred back as well, I would ask conference to do that. Apart from that, I accept 154. It's up to conference in relation to a directly elected mayor. 155 and 156. 157, 158 and 159. And could I just, before I finish, could I commend our public representatives Brian McDowell and Sean Kenny for the way in which they have championed the residents of Priory Hall, who have been going through a truly awful time, and we must never again allow the kind of mistakes and the kind of dreadful what was perpetrated on those residents should never have happened. And again, I would commend our public representatives for the stand they've taken. And delegates, thank you very much.